Hey, what's up? It's Nathan here with VBTCcourse.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about whether it's worth doing a custodial Bitcoin mining service or not. So there's companies out there like Compass Mining and also River that offer Bitcoin mining services where they hold the miner at one of their facilities and then you just earn Bitcoin from it. And it might sound interesting to you, something like that. You might want to get into Bitcoin mining, but you don't want that miner at your house because you don't have the proper equipment, you don't have the proper cooling, and you don't want that noise or that heat generation. So having somebody else host that stuff for you might sound like a good idea. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can run the numbers to decide if it actually makes sense to do this custodial Bitcoin mining or not. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get into it. So here I am on Compass Mining, and River has similar details, and if you're looking at another custodial mining solution, well, then you can still run the numbers in the same way that I'm going to show you in this video. So let's say that we're looking at this Antminer S19J Pro Plus, and I'm just going to go ahead and click onto here, and I'm going to get some more details real quick. So we have our price right here, $2,399. So I'm actually going to start writing stuff down in Excel workbook real quick. So let's throw it over here. So miner price, and that was $2,399. And then there's also the hosting fee. So this is a monthly hosting fee that you're going to be responsible for paying. Now they have a terms and conditions and stuff like that. So it's going to be 3 years of this hosting fee right here. And of course, River has their terms of service and stuff like that. So what we could do is do 201.73. So hosting is 201.73 times 36. And let's throw an equals in there. There we go. So we have this plus this. And if you went through the buy now process, for some reason it's not loading at the moment, but there's taxes and stuff like that come out to about $100 and some dollars, $191.92, $191.92. So you want to account for that. So basically, your total for 3 years of mining with one Bitcoin miner from Compass Mining will cost you a total of, $9,853.20. So that's about that's how much you're going to spend after 3 years. And of course, you might be able to resell that miner after that time period, but I've heard of the new miners coming out, and I'm sure that the resale value will drop on these. But anyway, there's a potential that you can also resell your miner and maybe recoup some of those costs after that 3-year period. So, but I just wanted to put out that's what you're looking to spend on one miner. So of course, if you have multiple miners, you can extrapolate that cost. So then how much Bitcoin can we expect from this miner? So we come over here, and this looks pretty overwhelming at first, but we'll break it down so it makes sense. Alright, so we have the currency, single miner cost, so we can throw that in there. It's not super important. Amount of miners, we're going to leave it at 1. The hash rate, so this is what's important right here. So our hash rate is 120 terahashes per second. So we're going to throw that in there, 120. And that, I believe, is really the only number we need for what we're doing. But you could also go ahead and throw in your power usage as well, 3,500 watts. So I don't think you actually need to do that. Electricity costs, we don't need that because that's included in our fee right here, the hosting fee, so we don't have to calculate our hosting costs. River does give you a hosting cost, so you might use it for that, but you'll get the idea once you're over there plugging away at it. Alright, so then the price, this is the current Bitcoin price and the current difficulty. So if you're not familiar with mining difficulty, well, about every 2 weeks, the difficulty adjusts based off of the hash power on the network, so that way blocks come roughly every 10 minutes. If that's too advanced, I have other videos on how the mempools work, and blocks and difficulty adjustments and all that stuff, so I'll link in the description down below. If you need more information on, if you've never seen this website before, link in the description down below so you can get an idea of what the heck you're looking at right here. But I mainly focus on the difficulty adjustment, and you can see that the previous difficulty adjustment was only 0.35%, an increase of 0.35%. So anyway, difficulty adjustment. This is the starting difficulty, and then difficulty increase. So this is how much increase every period, so every 2-week period, how much it might go up. Now, of course, there's new miners coming online. There's more efficient miners coming online. If the Bitcoin price goes up, more miners will come online because they could mine Bitcoin and spend more on their energy costs and still be profitable. So the difficulty is more than likely going to increase as time continues onward. But for the sake of our example, let's go ahead and set the difficulty to 0%. So that's going to say that like the same hash power is going to remain on the Bitcoin network for all 3 years that we're going to be running this miner, for example. So we'll set that to 0, and we'll leave the profit ratio at 102. It doesn't matter for what we're doing, and we'll go ahead and calculate. So now it gives us how much Bitcoin we can expect to earn as we're mining. Now I should have adjusted the dates down here. So we have our current date, and I'm going to go ahead and move it out to 2023 plus 3 is 2026, and we're in October, and October 3rd, and sure, 1600, 1615. Okay, calculate. Alright, so now it gives me all the Bitcoin that I can expect to earn each day, or each period. Looks like a 2-week period right here. Yeah, so each period, yeah, that makes sense. Each difficulty period is how much Bitcoin I could go ahead and earn. So now, what I want to go ahead and do, and there's a lot of info here, I understand that, but when I come down to the bottom, for some reason it seems to work better if you start from the bottom, and I'm going to drag all the way up here, and kind of drag up to this top left line, and I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to come over to my Excel file right here, and I'll create a new tab, and I'm going to paste as plain text, and we get our table right here. So if you copy it and you paste it and it doesn't look like this, then try again. You really got to grab the bottom right corner as far as possible, like right on this line, right here, and go all the way up. Like, you really have to be specific to get the table, and so it copies correctly. So if you get it and it doesn't look right, then try again. Alright, so what we're looking at is this revenue column. That's the main column that we're concerned with. So that's the amount of Bitcoin that we're going to earn as our reward for mining, based off of the amount of hash power that we have for our miner. Alright, so let's come over here, and I'm going to create a formula. So I just want the number. I don't need this Bitcoin logo. I just want the 0.00360012 amount. So I'm going to do equals to right, and then we'll select this, and I think it's 9, and parenthesis, and there we go. So we had a number right there, and I'm going to double click right there, and it makes it all copy down all the way down. So that's how much Bitcoin I'm going to be earning. Now I'm going to go ahead and type something right here. So formula. And I'm going to go ahead and add a filter then. And you should see the filter on your formula on this column as well. If you don't see the little down arrow, then you could go ahead and just do like this and type and hit filter, and then it would include the column with your formulas. But anyway, what I want to go ahead and do is make sure that I have all the columns with the Bitcoin B in them. So these ones right here, selected, see the Bitcoin B. So just unselect the dollars. We want the Bitcoin B. Alright, so now we have our calculations right here. So I'm going to copy this, 3 years worth of Bitcoin earnings, and we're going to go ahead and paste it right here. And then you'll notice that there's like a little, I don't know, warning sign. You click on that, and you want to click on convert to number then, because right now it looks like a text, like a string of text to Excel, but we want to be able to do math with it, so we need to convert this text to a number. So convert to number, and there we go. So now we have a number. So this is how much Bitcoin we're going to earn over the next 3 years. And I'm going to go ahead and do Bitcoin earnings, and we'll go ahead and add this whole column up. So I can expect to earn 0.1752326 Bitcoin at the end of 3 years. And now it's just a simple math problem. We'll go and say price of Bitcoin, and that would be the Bitcoin earnings divided by the total amount we're going to spend in US dollars. Nope, that's not the formula. The formula is the price we're going to spend divided by the amount of Bitcoin earnings. So $56,229.27. So basically, with our prices and our rates, the price of Bitcoin would need to be greater than $56,229.27 after 3 years in order for us to be profitable. So that's, I mean, right now the price of Bitcoin is like 27,300. So it probably does not make much sense to be mining. Again, we have the difficulty adjustment also set to 0. If we set that to 2% or 3%, well, then it's going to be even more unprofitable to mine with a custodial miner. I'll run that example in just a second here, but I want to finish these points first. And there is a slight caveat right here. So this is not including the fees, the mining fees that people pay to be included in a block, or the transaction fees. So again, if we come over to the mempool, and we can see this block right here. So what miners are earning, they're earning the fee, so there's 10,000, and they're also earning the block reward, which is 6.25 Bitcoin, and so the total is 6.618 Bitcoin, so $180,000 worth of Bitcoin. But you can see that this fee is only $10,000, and it's, you know, split amongst all the people contributing hash power to whatever pool. So in this case, if you're an ant pool, you'll earn, you know, a percentage of the fee or the reward plus a percentage of the fees. So the fees are pretty small right now. Now if the fees go up, like the fees, like you can see 31 sats per VByte, right here was 5 sats per VByte, 14 sats. So this is reasonably low. Now when the ordinal stuff came out and BRC, and BRC20 tokens came out, like this stuff shot up to like 400 to 600 sats per VByte, and the fees were greater than the subsidy. So in that case, mining was a lot more profitable. So if the fees go up, you would be earning a lot more Bitcoin per block mine. So that's one thing that this calculation is not accounting for, is the fees people are paying to be part of a block. So if it goes up, you could be more profitable doing it that way as well. But, you know, it's right now it's kind of hard. I mean, if you had, you know, close to $10,000, you could buy, you know, 0.27 Bitcoin almost compared to 0.17 Bitcoin. So it probably makes more sense to just straight up smash buy $10,000 for the Bitcoin than mining, at least in my thought process. Now maybe you just want to see what the mining thing is like, and you can go ahead and do that, or you can buy, you know, an old miner right off of Amazon.com for like $500 and plug it into your wall at home, and then you can go ahead and play with it, program it, all sorts of stuff. And that's another point I wanted to address. So like the big Bitcoin miners, and they have power purchase agreements, they're doing hedges, and they have options, and they can sell energy back to the grid and do all sorts of crazy stuff that you can't do if you're doing a custodial mining service. So you're just paying like a rate, a set rate, and that's all your options are. You don't have the opportunity to hedge or anything like that. So that's why it can be more expensive to go through a custodial service than to mine yourself. All right, so I'm going to do another example here with an increased difficulty adjustment. You can shut the video off if you understand the idea. But yeah, just for the sake of example, let's say that the difficulty adjustment does go up 2% each 2-week period. So we can come back over here and difficulty increase to 2%, and we'll go ahead and calculate. All right, and then we're going to do the same concept. We're going to come down here, bottom right corner, try and grab it all. And try and grab all the way to the top. Control C, come to our Excel file, add another tab or sheet, and paste it in there as text. And there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and do formula. All right, you can write whatever you want in there. You don't have to write formula, and then I'm going to go ahead and do write, and select revenue, and 9. There we go. And I'm going to run it all the way down. And then I'm going to add a filter. I'm going to filter out anything that has a $sign. Does not contain $sign. Okay. And I'm going to delete this out of here so it doesn't mess me up. Scrolling down. Alright. So copy this. Come back over here. Paste it here. And again, I want to hit that little warning sign and do convert to number. There we go. And there we go. I got an extra payment period thing in there. I don't know why I have an extra one in there, but anyway. Alright, so Bitcoin earnings, so this would be column C then. So if there's a 2% increase in the difficulty adjustment each period, so more miners are coming online, more efficient miners are coming online, the hash rate on the network goes up, then the difficulty adjustment will increase as well. So if it increases 2% each difficulty adjustment period, then the price of Bitcoin would be almost $100,000, and so it'd be even harder to mine profitably with these custodial mining solutions. So again, this is just something to think about. I just wanted, I have family members asking me if they should do the custodial mining stuff because it sounds like it could be profitable, and there might be things, business expenses or something like that you could go ahead and take tax advantage of that I'm not talking about here. So there may be tax advantages to mining Bitcoin. Also, depending on which service you use, you could mine non-KYC Bitcoin, which might be worth extra dollars. But yeah, just some things to think about. I wanted to show you how you can run the numbers to see if it's worth doing. Now, I'm not super familiar with Compass Mining. I've heard things about them that I'll just leave it at that. I'm a big fan of River, and I use River for buying Bitcoin, but in terms of custodial mining, it's run the numbers, decide if it's something worthwhile for you. Yeah, River's trustworthy, and that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you how you could run the numbers because people have been asking me if they should do custodial mining because it sounds easy and kind of fun, but I don't know that it's necessarily worth it, but that just may be me. Anyway, hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I appreciate any sorts of likes, comments, subscribes, and/or please check out thebtccourse.com. It's a free website with lots of video training. I have a few blog posts on there, and yeah, I'm just a fellow Bitcoin pleb trying to help out other Bitcoin plebs learn more about Bitcoin. All right, thank you.